Hi, my name is Sheila, and today's class is going to be a stress relief class. Okay, that's going to be our focus for today, is to bring down any agitated, um, stressful energy that we might be carrying. And so we're literally going to bring it down to the mat for the second half of class. But the first part of class we'll do standing. So you really don't need any special equipment for today's class. If you have a yoga mat, you can grab one. If you'd like to have some water nearby, I always recommend staying hydrated. And also recommend doing everything at your own pace. So everything that I recommend or demonstrate is just entirely optional, right? So I want you to adjust or modify the exercises to suit your needs. And I'll try to give you some variations, but just remember that everything's optional. Honor your body and try to have fun. All right. So we're going to start with a little walk or a little march in place. I'm going to show you 4 different moves that we're going to use later. And the reason that we're going to start like this, just kind of moving our body, is that I'd like you just to kind of check in with how you're feeling. All right, just lift the feet up off the floor, walk in place. You can pump the arms or you can relax the arms, okay? And this is our first move, just to walk in place. We want to stand up as straight as possible and think about keeping the belly button pulled in to activate the core and protect the back. And check out your shoulders for a second, right? Maybe even bring the shoulders up and back and down. And we're just going to do that a couple more times. Understanding that the shoulders, the neck, and the face in general is just a really common place to hold stress. So we want to check in with that area right now. And if we're holding on to any stress, we can kind of roll it out a little bit. Maybe one more time. All right. And the next thing we're going to do is take the feet wide. And when we take the feet wide, we're going to add a little shake with the hands and arms. Okay. So we're going to take the feet wide and shake out the arms or the hands. And just keep marching, but just with a wide stance, okay? And do a few more here, and we'll bring the feet back together and just relax the arms, okay? So I'm showing you that. We'll do it 2 more rounds. I'm showing you that because shaking is a wonderful way to literally shake out stress, right? So we're going to do that 2 more rounds. We're going to take it out wide. When we do, we'll shake the arms. Good. And also check in with your breathing, right? Notice if your breath is restricted anyway. Okay? Sometimes it's easy to hold your breath if you're stressed out. So if that's the case for you, bring the arms or legs back together, relax the arms, and just try to get in a smooth, even breath. That's better. We're going to do it 1 more time with the feet wide. And shake out the arms. Good. Perfect. Nice tall posture. Might even feel some tension leave the shoulders. And we'll bring the feet back together last time. All right. So another thing I want to mention, or something I want to mention as we're marching, make sure that as you're marching that you're not stomping the ground, okay? But you want to think about the energy coming up. Really, the core is kind of where your energy originates. So I don't want you to think about stomping down through the feet. We want to protect the joints. So we think about power here in the core, strong legs, strong back, strong center, and again, with or without those arms. Now let's take it out wide. And your next move, actually we're going to bring the feet back together. Your next move is taking it wide and close. Okay, so it's going to look like this, wide and close. Step, step, back, together, out, out, in. So this is our 3rd move. So we've got marching close, marching wide, and then stepping out and stepping in. So you've got some different options with the arms. You can take the arms to the middle, or you can even take the arms up overhead if you need a little bit more to get warmed up. All right, and that's all we're doing, right? It's just warming up the body and also checking in with how we're feeling. We want to meet our energy level, right? So if you're feeling stressed, you might need to move around a little bit just to bring your energy down a little bit, okay? And then back together. Good. Last but not least, we're going to take the feet out wide, and your last move is just going to be a little toe tap or even a knee lift. Okay, I'm going to start with a toe tap and add that knee lift if I decide that I need a little more. Okay, do just a few more here, and this is kind of opening up or warming up the hips a little bit, whether it's a toe tap or a knee lift. And I'll do about 4 more, and 3. Good, 2 more, nice and easy, and just starting to warm up a little bit. And then I'm going to bring it back to center and walk it out. Good. So those are the 4 moves really. We've got the march in place. You can do it with me. You've got the wide march, shake it out. Okay, then you've got the step together and wide, wide, and close. Out, out, and in. A couple more. And then you can hold it wide and add that tap or that knee. Just like that. Good. So those are the 4 moves that we'll play with today. We should be feeling a little bit warmer than we were before. I'm going to do a quick little stretch here just to be sure. Bring it down, feet out a little wider than hips, arms out. And I just want to warm up the spine. You can reach the arms to the front and then open the arms wide. And from the side, it's going to look like this. So I got a little bit of a back bend here and then a round cat back here, a cat stretch. I'll do that 2 more times. Warming up the back, and you can hold the arms in front. You can even lace the fingers if you want and just take it from side to side. Good. So another thing you can do as you're getting warmed up is check in with your breathing, okay? So our breathing is one of the most obvious tools that we have to monitor our stress level or how we're feeling. If you feel any restriction with the breath or unevenness or like you're holding your breath, I want you to take just a second and come back to your little walk to try to even out the breath. Let's try to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth a few times. And you can add some arms if you want to. I'm going to inhale and exhale through the mouth. And do that a couple more times. Inhale and exhale. Go one more. And perfect. And I'm going to do a little stretch for the back of the legs now. Just want to take the right heel in front, toes up, and push the hips back. And then I'm going to stand up again. So I'm trying to balance on that front heel. That left leg is grounded, left foot's grounded. And I'm just going to lift up, keep the chest lifted, and sink back. And hold it here. Just feeling the stretch move down the back of that leg. If you want to tap out the front toes, you can. Warming up the ankle. So stress can also accumulate in the joints, right? So we'll do a lot of activity to help stretch and loosen up the joints. And this is one of them for the ankle. And then press the foot down. Take one more breath in. You can exhale through the nose or mouth. Shoulders back, chest open. And then I want you to bring the feet together now and round into your cat stretch. And then lengthen your spine. So from the side it's here, flat back. And then round, rest your hands on your legs, make sure you feel supported and flat. And then one more time, round that back. Excellent. And lengthen. And then from here, from your flat back, we'll unfold and take that left heel out in front now, okay? So I'm going to sink back just like we did on the other side and come back up nice and tall. And sink back. Good stretch for the back of the leg. And then maybe hold the next one, and if you want to, tap the toe again, tap the toes, and get a nice little stretch for the ankle on this side. Okay, good. Take another breath in, and exhale. You can press the toes down, hold the stretch a little longer. Good. And hold these for as long as you want. Another thing I want to mention too is for some of the balance work that we'll probably weave in today, you want to have a chair or a wall or something nearby. Feel free to grab that. I'll walk around. I'll go hold on to the wall or if I need to. And I probably will. And then we're going to come up nice and tall and bring the feet together. Good. All right. All right, last but not least, let's just take a little twist. I'm going to take the feet about hip distance apart and the arms, we call this cactus arms, and I'm just going to twist from side to side a few times, just making sure, once again, that spine's nice and warm. And then what we'll do is about 10 minutes or so of some cardio and strength intervals, okay? And then we'll bring the arms down, roll the shoulders a couple more times. Because before we try to go down to the mat and be still and calm and relaxed, we want to make sure that our body's not holding on to any tension, right? So that's hence all the movement that we're doing for the first part of class. So we're going to come back to those 4 moves that we did before. We've got the march in place, and what I'd like to do is just vary the speed, okay? So if you're feeling extra agitated, you might feel like you need to kind of speed it up a little bit to burn that energy off, right? So you could come from a walk to a little jog or fast feet like this in place. So I want to vary the speed a little bit if it feels good, if you need to. You can continue the march or you can jog with me. We'll go about 10 more seconds. Walk or jog, walk or jog. Might feel the heart rate come up a little bit, but it'll be short and sweet. Here's 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Nice job. Now move right into that. Step wide and close and wide and close. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to vary the speed with each of our moves. Okay. So we have the walk or the jog. We have the step wide and close. Or we can do this one. Double time, and I'm going to go about 10 seconds just like we did. Out, out, in, out, out, in. Good. And I'm keeping that spine nice and tall. I'm keeping that belly drawn in. Quick feet for 4, 3, 2, and then I'm going to hold the feet out wide and march it out. All right, starting to feel that heart rate climb. We've got 2 more moves. We've got this wide march. Remember, you can shake out the arms and hands. Whew. And we're getting ready for that tap or that knee lift, okay? So, after we finish this, we'll move into our first set of strength work for the lower body. Here's that tap, tap, tap. If you want to make it a little bigger, it's a knee lift, just like this. And if you want to vary the speed on this one, I'm going to take it to some repeater knees on one side. So I might do 4, 3, 2, 1, and I might do the same thing here. 3, 2, 1. Let's go about 10 more seconds with either the tap or the knee or the repeaters. Keep it going. You got this. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Perfect. Bring it back to your march and check in. Here's your first set for about 30 seconds of leg work. And we're just going to sit back in our invisible chair. Sit back. So the weight's, it's in the heels, but your toes are also down on the floor. You don't want your toes to come off the floor. I'm sitting back in that invisible chair. Chest stays lifted and I'm looking out straight ahead. And you don't have to bend deep to get a good workout for your legs. In fact, I want you to honor your knees, most importantly, okay? If it bothers your knees to squat deep, you can stay more like I'm doing at the top end of this motion, right? Got about 10 more seconds to hit that 30-second mark. Keep breathing. So we're still using large muscles, right? So heart rate's not going to come down much. Give me 2 more. And then we're going to go through our cardio sequence again with the walk. March it out. So we're just going to go through this 2 more times, okay? March it out or jog it out. So your choice here. Go about 30 seconds with the walk or the jog, okay? Arms are an option. Do as much or little as you want with the arms. So again, we are just moving energy that might be stagnant, right? If you're feeling stressed out and feel like you need to calm down, sometimes if you're like me, you kind of resist calming down because your mind and everything else is just kind of spinning, right? So this movement that we're doing is helping to unblock that so that here in a second, we can get down on the mat and really let go and relax, okay? It's hard sometimes. All right, next move was, what was it? Out, out, in, out, out, and in. Remember, you can vary the speed if you need to. Now, I'm already starting to feel like I've kind of let some of that stress go. I don't really feel like I need to speed this one up this time, okay? But you can, okay? Out, out, in. Maybe it's just that you want to make it bigger. Reaching through the arms. Most importantly, though, checking in with that posture and that core. I don't want you to compromise the integrity of your spine just to go fast, okay? That's not what it's about. We want to keep everything strong and centered. We'll do about 5 more seconds here with or without those arms. I think one of my favorite things of this routine is just to hold it wide and shake it out. I like this part the most. Just kind of shake it out. Do want to make sure you're kind of picking those feet up off the floor. We don't want to drag the feet. Okay, pick the feet up off the floor. Again, you can shake it out as much as you need to. Check in with your breathing, even if you're working aerobically, which you probably are. You want to try to keep the breath as smooth as you can. Try not to hold your breath, okay? Here comes that tap or that knee. So remember your options. You've got about 30 seconds here with a tap or a knee or that repeater, okay? So you can choose before we move into our second set of legs. Nice job. Good. You've got some arms here, low or middle or high. Good. I'm just going to do a few more here. Here comes that second set of legs. So let's come back to that squat. What I want to do this time is vary the tempo. So we're going to go about 30 seconds, but I want a little 3 count hold. 2, 3, and then lift. So we're going to hold 2, 3, and then lift. So we're just playing again. We're varying the tempo like we did with the cardio stuff, right? Just to kind of mix things up. Keep it fresh. Sitting back, and don't let the toes come off the floor. 3, 2, 1. Let's do that 2 more times. You should feel the legs. 2, 1. And here's your last one. And breathe. Nice job last time through our little cardio sequence. Okay? It's simple, but it's powerful. We're moving energy, and ultimately we're going to bring that energy down, right? This is just our little movement, cardio strength intervals that we're doing to get started. Got just about 2 more minutes. We got this, right? Here we go. In 4, in 3, in 2. We're going to take it wide and close. Here it is. Out, out, in. Good. Choose your arms. Choose your arms wisely. What do you need? Low, middle, or high? Do just a few more. Wide and close. Get ready to shake those arms. It's my favorite move of the day. Wide stance. Shake it out. Shake it out. Good. Last time here with this one. Perfect. All right, here's 4, 3, 2, and tap it out. Tap it out. Taps, knees, or repeaters. Last time, guys. This is it. Last time. Getting ready to move into our last set of legs, and I'll show you one more variation that we can do with those squats. So we'll do 4 and 3, and in 2, we walk it out again. And this time, for the squat, we're going to add an optional knee lift. So here's where, if you want, you can hold on to the wall. I'm not sure if I'm even still, yeah, there I am. Okay, so it would be a squat with a knee. Squat with a knee. So I can probably do this without the wall. Depends, this knee gets a little tricky sometimes, but I'm still sitting back, and it doesn't even have to be a knee lift. It could be a toe tap, just like that. Got about 10 more seconds with whatever squat feels good, okay? It could be a step, and a tap. Doesn't even have to be a deep squat at all. One more on each side. Here we go. Here's one. And here's two. Excellent. Good job. Walk it out. Get a little water if you need it, if you've got it. And we're going to move right into our standing sequence. Okay, which is going to help us cool down a little bit aerobically if your heart rate's up from what we just did. And we're going to continue working some balance, strength, and also add some upper body too. Okay, so let's do a little mambo step, taking that right foot and just taking it forward and back. So this is going to be our first part of our standing sequence. Arms are entirely optional, but we do want to try to keep that posture tall and that core engaged. So pull that belly button in, stay tall. Here's 4, 3, 2, and then that right foot's forward, left foot's back. And then we're going to slow it down a little bit. Tap together and wide and together. Good. So you're just stepping back a little bit. You want to imagine that your feet are on railroad tracks. We'll do 3 more. Good. And that front leg is your stability. Okay, so you want to make sure it feels grounded. The next one we're going to hold. And I just want to start by straightening that right leg a little bit. And then you can bend it. And just do that 3 times, because what I want to do is work a little triangle sequence here. Okay? And then we're going to keep that front leg straight. So make sure you feel the weight distribute evenly. You're just going to take a little twist to the right, or sorry, to the left. Okay? And then you can look back at that right leg. Okay? And then you can take a little twist and look to the left. Okay? I'm going to show you what it looks like. Here we go. From here, we're just taking that twist. So what you want to do it a few more times. That front leg's straight, but it can have a slight bend. We never really want to lock the legs or the joints at all. Okay? And this time we do it, we're going to hold it. Got the right foot forward, left foot back, arms out long. And then what I want to do here is we're going to introduce a little bit of breath work. Okay? So from here, we're going to inhale the arms up and exhale the arms down. Good. And let's do that a couple more times. Okay? So inhale up and exhale down. Once more. Good, and then hold the arms out wide. So the palms here can be down or up. Decide what feels better. And then the last thing I want to do here is just kind of reach the right fingertips forward and back. I'm going to do that 3 more times, reaching forward and back. And I'm going to hold it here, reaching forward, and then the left arm's going to come up as I inhale and exhale. Now decide what feels good for your neck. Inhale and exhale. It might be looking up, or it might be looking out. I'm going to do it 2 more times. Breathe. Or some of us like to look down. Breathe in and release it. Good. Now turn back to that front leg and step together. Here's your mountain pose. Okay. In your mountain pose, your feet are about hip distance. You feel all 4 corners of your feet connected to the mat. Okay. And again, we're careful not to lock the legs. The breath we're going to do here before we switch sides and work our little triangle sequence on the other side is called lion's breath. And earlier we talked about breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. So it's the same thing, but it's even more dramatic. It's a wonderful stress relieving exercise. Okay, so we're going to hold our arms out, kind of like cactus arms, but we're going to have lion's paws. So you close them up. Keep your back nice and tall, your belly drawn in. What I want to do is I want to close the eyes, the mouth, the hands, and breathe in. As I exhale, I want to open everything wide, including the tongue and my voice really loud. So it looks like this. Okay, so if you've never done that one before, it might seem a little silly, but that's part of the fun. All right, so let's do it again a couple more times. Inhale, close everything up, feel the tension, okay, and then I want you to exhale and release it. Let it go, cast it out, right? 2 more times. Inhale And exhale. You can be really loud if you want. And one more time. Perfect. All right. So we're opening up the, releasing the stress that might be in the face. Okay. Opening the eyes, the tongue, the mouth, the face. All right. All right. Here we go on the other side, y'all. Left foot's forward, right foot's back. Let's just take that little tap back and forth, just like we did before. Arms are an option. See how steady you feel on this side. See if there's a difference between one side and the other. It's very likely that there is. Okay, don't be alarmed if you feel super stable on one side and not as much on the other. But we do want to work toward finding balance with our practice. So sometimes you might need to do a little bit more on one side than the other to find that balance. I'm going to do 2 more. And then I'm going to plant the feet. I'm going to bend and straighten that front leg a few times before we move into our little triangle sequence. Make sure that when you bend that front leg that the knee's over the ankle, so that you don't let the knee come too far forward. And we'll do it one more time back and forth, and I'm going to hold that leg straight without locking, okay? And the knee stays right here. I don't let the knee cave in, okay? And then I'm going to take that twist to the right and then back. So again, arms if you want them, breathing in and breathing out. Do that a few more times. Remember, all of this is at your own pace. So this little twist is just kind of opening up. Feel it in the ribs. Feel it in the back, in the hips. Legs are grounded. Good, you got it. Do it a couple more times. And then I'm going to hold it here and add that breath, inhaling up, exhaling down. Good, you got it. 2 more. Once more. And then we'll hold the arms out. And we're just going to add that little reach this time through the left hand. So reaching the left hand, forward and back. Good. Stretching, reaching through the fingertips. A couple more times. And then pause, and now the right arm comes up and down. Just do that a couple times, feeling the whole side body open up. Inhale and exhale. Perfect. We'll do one more. Remember to breathe. Inhale. Excellent. And we'll step back together, look forward, step together. And we'll do one more round of our lion's breath, lion's pose. Get those feet grounded, legs strong. Let me see your paws, right? Strong arms. I want you to close everything up. Imagine tension held wherever you're holding it as you inhale. Then open up everything wide and let it go as you exhale. Okay, 3 more. Inhale. Inhale. And release. Last one. Good. Awesome. All right, shake it out a little bit. And again, I know it might seem a little bit silly or different if you haven't done that one before, but the more you practice that one, the more you really feel the effect. You may feel it already. Just the contrast before tight, tense, and open, wide, and free. Okay? And that's the goal of that, is to feel the difference. Cultivate the difference, right? All right, let's do one more thing standing, y'all. We're going to take the feet out wide. Toes can be out just a little bit so that if you were to bend the knees, they'd still be over the ankles. So if your feet are too close, the knees go over the toes. We want the feet wide enough that the knees are safe, okay? And I'm just going to do a slight knee bend. You don't have to go deep with this. And I'm going to take the arms out again. And all I'm going to do is just breathe in for 4 as I raise the arms up. And then exhale for 4 as I bring the palms together. You have the option to sink low, but you don't have to. More importantly, I want you to focus on the even breath. Inhale, and then exhale, palms together. Good, let's do a couple more. Inhale, and then exhale, bring the palms together right to the center of the chest. Okay, one more. And bringing the palms together like this is a very grounding exercise. You want to feel all 10 fingers connect in the palms. Keeping your feet grounded, connected to the floor like this is also a grounding, calming exercise. So we're going to stay here and lengthen the breath to 5 count inhale, 5 count exhale. Shoulders melt down away from the ears. And I want you to relax the tension in your face especially. I'm going to straighten the legs and do it again. Breathe in for 5. Breathe out for 5. Same ratio with the breath, but I'm going to step the feet together. Breathe in for 5. And out for 5. Nice. All right, I'm going to take it into a forward fold next. I'm going to continue to try to coordinate the breath with the movement. It's just an option. The most important thing is to try not to hold your breath, but if you can continue kind of coordinating the breath and movement, that also helps your nervous system. It can help your nervous system kind of settle down as well. All right, so with the feet about hip distance apart, we're going to hinge at that hip crease to do our forward fold. Another grounding or calming exercise is to let the hands kind of massage or actually touch the body as you move into your forward fold, as opposed to sweeping the arms up. That's building the energy up. We want to bring the energy down with our calming class today. So I'm going to take that breath in, lengthen the spine here, and then I'm just going to exhale, fold forward. Let the hands slide down the legs, either to the knees or maybe the shins. Okay, and then I'm going to inhale and slide back up with a long spine. Inhale. And exhale, a little bend in the knees. If you have a block or a coffee table or something you can take your hands to for support, that's fine. We're going to do 2 more here, just moving in and out of that forward fold. Feel a little stretch, maybe in the back of the legs. Don't lock your legs, and we'll do it one more time. And another thing I want to mention too in your forward fold is don't lead with your chin. Try to keep your chin level here, and then maybe even tuck it a little bit so that you don't compromise the neck, okay? And then hang out in your forward fold for a breath or 2. Release the weight of your head. Oh my goodness, hopefully that feels pretty good for your neck and shoulders. I'm going to take one more breath here in my forward fold. And I'm going to slide up one more time with the inhale. And exhale those shoulders down, and allow those shoulders to really come down away from the ears. So this is a really common place, when we talked about this earlier, for stress to accumulate. So we're going to really focus just on the shoulders now as we inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, shoulders down. Try that again 2 or 3 more times. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, shoulders down. Perfect. Last one. And when you think your shoulders are down, bring them down a little more. I'm always surprised by how much more I can release or let go. All right. And we're just going to keep practicing that. I want you to circle your wrist a few times before we come down to the mat. And then I want you to reverse the direction of that wrist circle. And then you can do a little elbow stretch or elbow release here. Just kind of bend and straighten the arms. Because remember earlier we talked about how the joints accumulate tension under stress. So we want to kind of make sure that we address all the different joints. So here's the shoulders. And then reverse it. You could do this sitting in a chair too, by the way. Nice. And then just let the arms relax by your side. If you need to wiggle the fingers a little bit, do that if you didn't already. And again, just feel the difference after that little bit of joint attention to the joints. All right, and the last thing we'll do before we come all the way down to the mat is a little hip circle. And the feet can be a little bit wider if you want. And the circle can be small or big. We're really working too a little bit of the lower back as well as we circle the hips, and we're going to reverse the direction. We'll do maybe 3 more here, and come back to center. Nice. Let's come back to our 5, where were we? 5 count breath. If you want to try to make it 6, you can. Just remember the breath, we want it to be even for now. Breathing in for 5 or 6. And exhale for 5 or 6. Shoulders melt down. Okay, do that one more time. Perfect. And when you're ready, we're going to come all the way down onto the mat. So I'm going to grab my second mat. I like to double up for cushion. And we will go ahead and bring it down to our hands and knees or tabletop position. All right, so when you're ready, the hands are about shoulder width apart. Knees are about hip distance. Okay, go ahead and spread the fingers out. Make sure you feel all 10 fingers connected to the mat and the tops of both feet. We're going to go ahead and continue with that smooth, even breath as we inhale, lengthen the spine, exhale, pull the belly button in, and just bring the forearms to the floor. And maybe the head a little closer as well. And then inhale it back up. Exhale, forearms to the floor. Head comes closer to the mat, and we'll do that one more time. Release some weight of the head. Inhale. Don't let your feet come off the mat. Mine almost did. Exhale, bring it down. Good. Stay here for just a second. If you want to bring the hips back a little closer to the heels, you can. I'm going to stay right here because it aggravates my knee a little bit to come back farther. So listen to your knees, listen to your body, because this is a perfect option right here. You could also be sitting in a chair or on the floor to do some of these exercises, because really we're focusing more and more on the breath. If you're sitting back in child's pose, or if you're with me here, we're going to come back up to our tabletop as we inhale and exhale, stay here. Good. I want you to round your back into a little bit of a cat stretch. So remember, we did this standing where we were rounding the back and then we were pressing the chest and belly forward. So you can do these. You don't have to be on the mat to do these. Do it a couple more times at your own pace. Remember to breathe. Exhale. Notice if you're feeling any tightness or tension in the upper back or between the shoulder blades as you round the back. I know I did, so that's why I'm going to hold the next one and imagine the breath moving to that space between the shoulder blades. Relax the head and start to feel the expansion of your body with each breath in. And then the softening as you exhale. Perfect. Let's go ahead and come to a seated position if you haven't yet. Okay. And I'm going to grab my timer and rest the hands on the legs. Want to feel the sitting bones against the floor. You want to feel the weight distribute evenly between both sides. And again, lengthen the spine. We're just going to continue that breath. If we've made it up to 5 or 6, the next thing we're going to do is add a little pause at the end of the exhale. So let's continue with that even ratio breath here, breathing in for 5 or 6. And exhale for 5 or 6. Let the shoulders melt down, and then if you can, pause for 2 or 3 seconds before you breathe again. Pause for 2 or 3 seconds between each breath. And just try that one more time. Perfect. So that pause is another calming technique that we can use, just weaving that pause in, okay? Before we come down to our back, I want to take the right arm out to the right side and just turn, look to the right side. A little stretch for the neck. Okay. And then release it. And we're going to try it on the other side, left side. Reach and look. And breathe. And then come back to the center. We're going to try it one more time on each side. Inhale, reach, and look. I want you to pay attention to each side. Notice if one side seems smoother, or maybe you can look a little further. Maybe you can even turn and look back behind you a little bit on one side or both sides. And then come back to center. What's most important is that we're not forcing, we're just easing in and out of each posture. We never want to feel like we're forcing or straining, okay? And we're going to bring the chin down. Feel the stretch in the back of the neck. And then look forward. Good. Nice. Soften your forehead, your face, and your jaw. If you need to open your mouth a little bit, and then softly close the lips together. Nice. Notice your breathing pattern too. Is it smoothed out a little bit, or you still find yourself holding your breath? Because it's very common. That's our nervous system's fight or flight instinct is to hold our breath. So if we're holding on to a lot of accumulated stress, this can be challenging, right? So don't allow it to stress you out, right? Just keep practicing and just keep being aware. So if you do find yourself holding your breath, just come back to that even breath in and out. 4 counts in, 4 counts out. Gradually building, extending or lengthening that breath in and out. And then adding that pause between each breath as you get more familiar with the exercises, right? All right, so we're going to come down now to our back. And we're going to start with the arms just relaxed by your side with the legs bent. And we talked a little bit before about feeling expansion in the body as you breathe. So I really want to practice that now before we do any more stretches. Is just noticing where you feel the body expand as you breathe in. So if you just feel it at the tip of your nose or inside your nostrils, let's try to bring it in a little further, maybe to the back of the throat. If you've been practicing a while, you may feel your chest, ribs, and belly expanding. But that's all I want you to do for the next 3 breaths. Is just practice filling up, almost like you're blowing up a balloon from the inside. And taking plenty of time to exhale. Good, and just do as much as you can, right? If you need to take a little break, sometimes again, the breathing can be more challenging than some of the physical exercises or the postures, the postures we do with our body. So try it again. And remember too to keep that belly button pulled in even though we're on our back, we're on the mat. So when you do that, you'll feel your back come a little closer to the floor, and you know your core is engaged when you pull the belly button in some, all right? Not too tight, but just enough to feel the support, all right? So the next thing I want to do is just open, we're going to do one knee at a time. We're going to inhale and open the left knee to the left side. And then exhale, bring the left knee back to center, real slow. Okay, so this is a very good core exercise. I learned this one in physical therapy. Inhale the other knee. Open. And exhale it closed. Physical therapy for my back, if you're wondering what was this for. This is really good for the back. It's having some low back, all kind of back pain really. And back pain is very often, maybe even always, has something to do with core strength or stability in the core. So inhale, open the knee. Exhale, close it real slow. The slower you can go with this one, the more effective it is. We're going to do it one more time on each side. Inhale, open. And exhale, close. And I'm just to note, just so you know, this was very, very helpful. I don't have back pain hardly any ever anymore. So these kind of little exercises that seem maybe sort of simple are very powerful. I think sometimes, quite often, the most simple exercises are the most powerful. Another one that I did for core that I'll show you here is just this very slow march. Inhale and exhale. Other side, inhale, exhale. We'll try that one more time on each side. Lift the foot, breathe in, keep that belly button pulled in, especially as you bring that foot back to the mat. And here's your last one. Perfect. Nice. Now I'm going to bring one knee in at a time. I'm going to bring the hands around for support. Okay? So I want you just to give yourself a little hug here, and if you're able to rock it from side to side, you can rock it from side to side. Okay. And then we're going to bring it back to center and extend the legs up toward the ceiling slowly. And I want you to inhale and exhale, bend. So I've got the hands here gently for support. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And then once more. Now we'll take the hands on the knees again, make some circles with the knees to the right. It's another nice stretch. You'll feel it in the hips and the back. You can make these circles small or big. And reverse the direction of that circle. Bring the knees back together, or back to center, and we'll go one more time, stretching the legs up toward the ceiling. Breathe in. Exhale and hold it here. Nice. And then you can point and flex the feet a couple of times. Again, stretching out the feet and the ankles. Hands at the back of the knees. If you want to give the knees a little squeeze or massage while you're here, you can. Or the calves. Good. Self-massage is another very powerful tool that we have. So again, it can be very grounding and just helping to just remove the tension from the muscles, right? And this one too, with our legs up, is really good for circulation. This is a very calming, relaxing pose. You can even have a chair and just rest your legs on a chair, or be near close to the wall and just let your legs be supported by the wall. And you can hold this one for several minutes at a time, okay? But what we're going to do next is move into just a nice hip stretch. I'll cross one foot over the opposite leg and just feel that stretch in the hip. And I'm going to take that breath in again, a little deeper breath in, send it to that hip that's stretching. I'm going to take plenty of time to exhale. And I'm going to pause again for this time 3 or 4 seconds between each breath. And do that 2 more times on this side. So I'm just weaving that pause back in between the breaths. It's a little longer this time if it's comfortable. Good 3 or 4 second pause. Do it one more time here, and then we'll switch legs. Good. All right, and then we'll go ahead and cross and switch sides. Again, observing the difference between one side and the other. All right. Adjusting the body as needed. If you need to bring the foot down, you can bring the foot down. Go ahead and come back to that even breath with the pause between each breath. We'll do 3 or 4 breaths here, just like we did on the other side, with a 3 or 4 second pause between each breath. Feel the body expanding with each inhale. And soften on each exhale. Good, try one more. And when you're done, go ahead and uncross. Give yourself one more hug here. Again, you can rock it from side to side if that feels good. And when you're done, we'll bring the knees back to center and place one foot and then the other back to the floor. Relax your arms by your side and go ahead and stretch the legs out. Relax the feet, the lower legs and the knees. And just kind of scan the body from the bottom to the top, letting go of tension in each segment of the body as you're scanning the legs, the hips, the belly. Allowing each part of the body to soften, including the rib cage, the shoulders, arms and elbows. All 10 fingers. Just allow your breath to be smooth and even, soft and gentle. If you'd like to turn your head to one side, a nice easy stretch for the neck. Keep that jaw relaxed. And then slowly take it to the other side. Soften all the muscles in the forehead and the face. Bring the head back to center slowly And just take a couple more breaths here, allowing your body to relax, allowing your mind to be calm. And then gently wiggle the fingers and toes. With the hands and the feet. And then you can bring the feet back to the floor and turn to one side. And we'll just rest on one side for a couple of breaths. Noticing the difference in your energy. Now that we're at the end of class, now that we've taken some time to release some stress and calm the nervous system. All right, when you're ready to make your way back up to seated, you can do that slowly. And again, sitting in comfortable position, rest your hands on your legs and just continue to observe your body and also your mind. Remember now that we have tools to help adjust or regulate the nervous system. If we feel agitated or stressed or anxious, we can move the body, we can shake the body, we can address the joints, right? We can adjust the tempo that we move and the way that we breathe. We've explored lots of different tools and techniques today. I want you to bring the hands together one more time. This is another one of our tools and techniques, right? Just to press the palms together, especially right here at the center of your chest. And just taking a moment to honor and acknowledge your body, mind, and spirit. Coming to a place of gratitude. We hold our hands at our heart, we look down with gratitude. And we take one more breath together. Inhale, open the arms wide. And exhale, let the arms relax, shoulders soft. Perfect. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me. And I hope that if you have any questions or comments, you feel free to reach out to me at my email address, which should be listed with this video. And I hope to see you next time. Namaste. Thank you.